Hi, welcome to my channel Lavanya's Art. In this video, I am going to show you what and all the different types of paper that are available and how to choose the right paper to get the realistic effect in your drawings. Okay, so when it comes to papers, what is very important is durability of the paper. So you might have observed some old papers in your home. After few years, they turn into yellow color. Okay, so we need to avoid using this kind of paper if you want to sell your work or if you want to preserve your work for longer days. So if you are using newsprint papers or normal drawing book papers, so they can turn into yellowish color. So because of this reason, your drawings will not be durable and the papers also will get teared very easily after few years. To avoid this, you have to use acid resistant papers. So if you are using art grade supplies, definitely they will come with acid resistance. And you can also look into the GSM of the paper. GSM is grams per meter. That means if the paper is thick enough and how many grams it will weigh per 1 meter, that defines the strength of the paper. So if you want your work to be durable, better you use higher GSM paper. However, when it comes to drawing, we don't need 300 GSM or 400 GSM paper like a wet medium. So if you are using watercolors or alcohol markers, then you can go for higher GSM papers like 300 GSM and 350 GSM. But for drawing, that is not required. That is because especially in watercolor papers, they are cold pressed papers. That means when they manufacture the papers, so there are two different processes, that is hot press and cold press. So when they do it in the cold press process, the texture of the paper would be very high. That is very good for watercolors, but that is not good for dry medium like pencils, charcoals or soft pastels. So if you are someone who use pencils and charcoals or color pencils most, you can use regular 200 GSM paper and even 150 GSM paper will do. So if you are doing some commissioned work or if you want to exhibit your work somewhere, then you can use for 200 GSM paper. And if you are just doing it for your practice and learning, you can go with 120 GSM or 150 GSM paper as well. Now, we have discussed about the durability. After durability, what matters is the color of the paper and the texture of the paper. Now, when it comes to colors, so you can get these papers in pure white color like this, okay, and there are toned papers are also available. Look at this paper. I'll show you the papers as well. So these are not white in shade, they are in the tan shade, okay. And there are some papers which you will get it in the grey shade as well, like this. Now let us discuss when to select this kind of paper. So if you are someone, you are very good at charcoal, then you can definitely go with this grey tone paper. Here you can see this drawing on this book, right? So like this, you can create good contrast here, and one advantage with this grey toned paper is you don't have to work on medium tones because the medium tone is already present in these papers. So you can just use it to your advantage and you just have to work dark shades and the lighter shades using darker shade pencils and the white charcoal. So, but when you are selecting a reference photo for this kind of drawings, you have to choose some professional grade reference, usually indoor photos with well contrast, so that will look good on these papers. Otherwise, So lot of beginners will find it is difficult to draw on this stone paper. So if you are completely beginner, don't go with this stone paper. You can first practice in the white paper. After that you can experiment with this kind of tone paper. Here I will show you few of the drawings which I have done on this grey tone paper. So you can just get a rough idea about how the drawings will look on this grey tone paper. And now let us understand another color, that is tan paper. So this tan paper is especially suitable for color pencil artists. So if you don't want to put so many hours of working, then here it is already a mildish skin tone. So you don't have to put lot of efforts to bring the skin tone. So it is especially suitable for animal portraits or human portraits. But one disadvantage with this paper is it would be very difficult for you to bring the white highlights. See, if you are using a white paper, you can just leave empty space or paper white for the brighter highlights. But here you will have to use white color pencil or the white gel pen, which may not look very bright as the leaving white paper itself, right? So you can see few works that I have done on this stone paper, but after that I did not prefer this tone paper much, because also these papers are thinner compared to the white papers that I use regularly. I am also going to show you what papers I use regularly. So yes, if you are already getting some value in this video, make sure you like and share it with the friends who might need it, and I am going to share other papers as well here. Yes. So after the stone paper and grey paper, now let us discuss about the white papers. So white paper is really good if you want to bring hyper realism look or realism look in your drawings, because here you have to work everything by yourself. There is nothing already on this paper, and it will give you lot of scope to bring the realism on your drawings. Now in this white papers as well, what matters is the texture of the paper. Okay, so when it comes to texture, some papers are rough in texture and some papers comes with a very smooth texture. So whenever you are buying your art supplies, you can check that as well. Here I will show you one of my drawing book. See, this is Bristol. This is Bristol paper, and these are extra smooth. You can see these papers are very smooth. I think you can't see the texture here. I'll show you few drawings which I have done on this Bristol papers. See this, especially the baby drawing, I have chosen this Bristol paper. That is because I had to bring hyper realistic look here, because the paper is very smooth. I can make very small and very tiny details here in this paper. But one disadvantage with this smooth paper is it takes lot of time for you to create the darker values. Because the paper is very smooth, it will not hold the dry medium, especially the pencils and charcoals and the soft pastels. They are dry mediums, right? So your paper must have some texture to hold it and to bring darker values. So that is not there in this. So if you want to bring darker shades on this, you have to apply several layers, and it is little difficult. You can see few of the drawings which I have done on this smooth paper. it was very difficult for me to bring the darkness, and I had to apply multiple layer of strokes on these papers. However, these are good if you want to create very smooth effect, and especially if you want to draw beautiful lady portraits where you want to show the face is illuminated. In such kind of for such kind of results, you can definitely go with the Bristol paper. And here I am going to show you my absolute favorite. I prefer textured paper for my pencil drawings. Why? Because within few layers only I can bring that darkness in these textured papers. Because there is texture on the paper, the pencil grains or charcoal grains go there and stick there. Because of that, even with fewer layers, we can bring darker effect. And you can see some of my drawings which I have done using this texture paper, especially this Buddha drawing. I prefer this kind of texture paper especially for doing sculptures like Shiva drawing and also the Buddha statue that I have made, because that stone effect and everything we can create it very easily on this paper. And the paper that I use for this is this Strathmore Fabriano Academia paper. So these are the textured paper that I use for my regular pencil drawings. Nowadays, like from past 3 years, I am using this paper only. And sometimes I also use Bristol 200 GSM sketching paper. Wait, I'll show you if I have the cover with me. Okay, these are the Bristol 200 GSM paper. This is in A2 size. So I did not get Fabriano papers in A2 size, that's why I had preferred these papers. Here you can see this label, so you can choose this. So in Bristol there are several varieties of papers are there, so I especially prefer only this paper. You can look for this green color label, and it says sketching paper, 200 GSM sketching paper. These are really good. I'll show you few works that I have done on this paper as well. And yeah, I do have some of the sketches like this. These are just practice work. Otherwise, I have done these kind of portraits also on this paper. And apart from this, regularly for sketching or for my online classes, I just use regular drawing books that are available locally. So these are just 150 GSM paper. Sometimes I even use 120 GSM paper also. So these are the papers I usually go with for realistic drawing. And let me know if you still have any doubts regarding how to select these papers. And if you are someone who is looking for drawing classes, whether it can be realistic pencil portrait drawing classes or realistic color pencil portrait drawing classes, I coach personally as well. I do have 2 different courses, that is realistic portrait drawing course and another one premium color pencil portrait drawing course. So in this I am going to teach you from the fundamentals of how to choose the right materials for your drawing and how to do the shading, gradation and everything. So you don't have to go anywhere searching for any other classes, because I am including each and everything here in this detailed course lessons. And yes, you can see some of my students' work on the screen who have completed these courses already. So like this, even if you want to transform your drawing skills, definitely you can check the links below. I am going to add this course links in the description, and also I am adding my phone number and mail ID. You can contact me as well if you want to discuss with me. And like this, I'll be making several drawing tutorials and art business related videos in this channel. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you will get notified each time whenever I upload a new video here. Take care.